What should you do if your partner is having a midlife crisis? So there's a lot to cover here, but I'm going to make it brief today so you're not sitting here all day listening to me. First, I just want to say that most people don't have a midlife crisis. That's from the research. If you want to know more about that, you can check out my blog on this or my podcast on this topic. But if you're listening here, you just get to believe me. So basically, the people who do have midlife crises, who report them, it is generally because of some major life event, not age, that sparks it. So losing a job or being laid off, a divorce, a death maybe of a parent or a sibling or something, a health issue. Again, some of these are related to age in a way, because as we get older, our chances of people dying around us get higher, of having health problems get higher, that kind of thing. But it is that sort of awakening to, oh, I might die one day. That's not just for other people. So know that the signs of it generally are when your partner is, first of all, has to be acting different. If your partner has been sort of apathetic your whole marriage for the last 30 years, then this is not necessarily a midlife crisis. So these symptoms need to be something that's kind of new or maybe gaining momentum and really getting disruptive in your lives. So apathy is definitely one of the top ones, just not feeling like anything is worth it, not having energy for things maybe that they used to like to do and now they don't, why bother, that kind of thing, not getting enjoyment out of things. Sometimes resentment and blame and anger show up, maybe blaming you. If you hadn't spent all that money, I wouldn't have to work so hard, and now I'm, upset and depressed, or, you're the one who wanted 4 kids and now I'm the one sort of stuck with them, or there's some way that you are resenting or feeling blame, definitely usually towards your partner, but sometimes towards other people. But it becomes, again, like a whole thing. It's all the time. Hopelessness about the future might show up. Doesn't seem like anything's ever going to change. Jealousy, a lot of for other people, that comparing yourself to other people at that stage of life and thinking that they have it better or more or whatever than you do. Rash decisions are kind of the famous stereotypical one. Quitting a job, divorcing, buying that sports car, in a very quick way without thinking of long-term consequences. That's really the thing. You can make those decisions later in life, but it's, have you thought through, has your partner thought through all the long-term ramifications of that? And then I would say the biggies, the last ones, are really some boredom or restlessness that you can pick up on, and maybe even questioning life in big ways, the big questions. Why am I here? What have I really done? What's my purpose, kind of stuff. So when those things, one or more of those, show up again in a new way or with new intensity, you might be looking at a midlife crisis with your partner. Generally, midlife crisis we talk about happening between somewhere in 43 or so to maybe 55, somewhere in that range, maybe like that 10, 12-year range. But depending on who the person is, it could happen earlier or later, depending on when they had certain things in their lives or not. So don't get too caught up in the age marker of that. So what do you do if your partner is going, and you've decided they're probably going through a midlife crisis? Number one, don't label. So 4 tips. One is, do not label. Don't decide that you know what their issue is, or that you're sure about that they have a midlife crisis. It could be something else. They could be depressed. A lot of things could be going on. So don't label it. Instead, I want you to focus on not sacking your relationship. I talk about that a lot. Don't offer suggestions, give advice, or criticize. SAC, don't sack. And that means that you need to be asking a lot of questions. I need you to be curious. Don't go in there thinking that you know the answer and what it is and that you have the solution. You're a team, you and your partner. So treat it like a team. What could we do? What is out there? You can't give your partner an aha. You can't force them, really. Trust me, I've tried. You can't force them in anything. So instead, you want to be encouraging, be non-judgmental. You want to, again, ask open-ended questions to get the conversation moving towards where it could possibly go. And then get some dialogue, have some connection. I say it a lot, this is from the business world, but you have to connect to correct. So always remember that. You have to have this connection with your partner first before you start correcting or giving suggestions or advice or anything like that. So other than not sacking and being curious, I also want you to, again, listen well. Be a really good listener. Don't decide you know what they mean. Really listen. And that means with no judgment. No judgment, I know. Sometimes we get in a judgment, it's not helpful. And then the last piece that goes with that is to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself. Notice that you're feeling fearful, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling worried. I want to control them, I want to help them. That energy is going to make your partner go way back, just like it would for you. When people come at you with that kind of stuff, that energy, we don't like it. So really be aware of your energy going in. Make sure you set a little intention first. My intention is to be of service. I really want to help my partner. I really want us to get to the next place. How can I be there for them? So again, that patience, that love, that kindness, that compassion, that gentleness, all of that should be really what you're thinking and feeling, not your anxiety, your worry, your codependency, any of that. If that's coming at them, the conversation is not going to go very well. So that's number one. Number two, and this is from the research. Again, you can go check out my blog or podcast on this if you want to hear the whole podcast and all the research. But from the research, we know that when you can connect your partner to a higher purpose, they actually come through these midlife crises quicker and easier and better. So if there's a way, again, through number one, through those questions, asking them, what are they here to do? What do they want to do? What's their dream? What could be next? Don't be afraid of the answers. They might say, I have to live in a yurt in Zimbabwe. And you might think, oh my God, I'm never going to do that. Don't panic. Check yourself. Just brainstorm. Think of the ideas. Show the possibilities. That's really what we want right now in this conversation. Number three, here is where you can make one suggestion and one suggestion only. I don't want you suggesting to your partner. Remember, don't sack. And the one I'm going to let you do, and only after the questions, the openness, the kindness, the patience, only after that dialogue, the connection has happened, getting professional help is really important. Now, by professional, there's a few options. One could be seeing a psychiatrist to get assessed for depression, by the way, because a midlife crisis can look a lot like depression, and you treat them differently. So depression is very serious. We need to really take care of that. And you want to go to a specialist. You don't just want to send someone to their primary care doctor. If you had cancer, you wouldn't go to your primary care doctor. You'd go to an oncologist. You'd go to a specialist. The same thing with mental health issues. If your partner we need to know if they're really depressed or not. Is that what's at play here? So having a real assessment would be great with a psychiatrist. The second thing is, of course, maybe counseling. And if someone is resistant to that, I always say to them, go 5 times. 5 times. If after 5 times it's not helpful, don't go anymore. And 3 at the minimum, but no less than 3. Because if you only go to a counselor, I hear people say, well, just go once. Once isn't going to do anything and you're not buying in. You need a few times. Give us counselors a break. We need a minute. We're not magicians. We need a minute to connect, to try to figure something out for whoever we're working with. This also could be a rabbi or a priest or a reverend, anyone that's a professional at actually talking and counseling people and really working through things. The last piece to that, is that it's really important to actually go see your primary care physician for a physical. Sometimes things can look like midlife crisis and they're actually physical problems. There could be hormone changes, thyroid problems. Actually, early stages of dementia can look like midlife crisis. So it's really important to have a physical, some blood work. Let's rule that out as a problem and move on. And sometimes just if someone's really resistant to the mental health aspects of things, they're less resistant to going to get a physical, and that gets the ball rolling. We start getting some wins under our belt. We start getting some action. And then when we move into hopefully seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist or someone else, they're a little more open to that. So that's the next one. And then the last one is number 4. Tip number 4 is you have to take care of yourself. It's so easy when our partner is in trouble. They are struggling, they are having difficulty, for us to forget all of our stuff and get very focused on them. So you have to make sure you're still working out, that you're sleeping well and enough, that you're eating, good meals, and 3 times a day or however often you eat. You want to really, you get in going to the gym or getting manicure pedicures or massages or whatever it is that you usually do to keep yourself in good shape. Because I want you to think about something we say in 12 Steps a lot, that it's in we say it's a program of attraction, not promotion. In other words, we don't go around, I'm in recovery, I'm a recovering drug addict, as a lot of folks know, and we don't run around trying to, hey, you should come to this, you got to come, you got to come. Here's what you should do. We're not supposed to be doing that. Instead, we're supposed to be letting our own lights shine bright, and people get very attracted to that and then say, hey, how did you change your life so much? How did that happen? You know, right? And then they want to do the things. So if you are full of worry and anxiety and you're stressing and you're angry and you're resentful and any of that stuff, well, your partner is going to be less likely, less motivated to get help and to do anything. Now it really looks hopeless. My marriage looks hopeless. Instead, I want you to be the light, you know, be that shining thing. I want you to be in deep appreciation in your life. That's one of the things that's probably missing with your partner right now. They're not appreciating things. So you appreciate. You do it. You appreciate, really appreciate what's going on in your life. Let that energy flow forth. Be in your own kind of wonder about how great your life is. And again, be checking your emotions on a regular basis, checking in to make sure that you're acting, not reacting to what your partner's saying. It's scary when our partners are in trouble. It's very easy to get caught up in that. You don't want to get caught up in that. You want to stay separate and loving, but not get into the tsunami of whatever that negativity is. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm Dr. Abby Metcalf. I help people create lasting change in their relationships, even if their partner, boyfriend, coworker, sister, mother, brother won't do a thing.